What's up, people? This is an H Girl 30 here, and as you can see, I am never a stranger to chilling out and laying back. As you can see, I am in my bed, relaxed, and everything else like that. And this is another NG Minute number 12. Guys, this is the go home show for WWE since Money in the Bank is right around the corner. And pretty much the BFG series, I can't remember what the date is, but it may be a little ways off, but I'm not all that excited about it. So let's just get started with talking about TNA. It's not really so much about TNA this past Thursday, about their previous matches this past Thursday. It is all about the reveals. Now, the matches I really didn't care much for because it was kind of predictable. When Christopher Daniels is able to predict who is going to be in their Joker's Wild tournament, and who is he was able to predict what did he call them, the Dirty Heels. That's cute. But he was able to predict them, and even though I did like the switch that Daniels actually teamed up with Aries instead of Kazarian, and Kazarian teamed up with Rude, I think that was a real cool twist to it. But in the beginning match, it just seemed way too obvious who the opponents were going to be. Like, they were already pre-chosen. It didn't seem like a whole Joker's Wild match. But they were good matches, mind you. And they usually are, because these guys are really great athletes. But for me, the big topper of the entire night was the ladder match between Gail Kim and Taryn Terrell for a shot at the Knockouts title. As usual, these two ladies, they really put on a great show. From Slammiversary, when they had their match at Slammiversary, was anything but epic for the Knockouts division. And honestly, they always top each other when it comes to that. And I always enjoy watching a Knockouts match, and that was pretty much my highlight of the night, in my humble opinion. Plus, we had about three other reveals. The first reveal pretty much was who the new VP was about to be. We ended up finding out that Ken Anderson ended up being the new VP of the Aces and Eights. Not like it really matters, because I think the Aces and Eights going to probably be dissolved soon. So it really doesn't matter whether or not they're going to have a new VP. But he is a new VP. He is running the show. You would automatically think they would choose Doc because of his size and everything. But honestly, I think Ken Anderson really is the best representative of the Aces and Eights, especially for right now. They also revealed who the fifth member of the main event Mafia is going to be, and ended up being Rampage Jackson. What is it with them promoting MMA so much? But I guess the only possible way that they can stay on Spike is by promoting more UFC MMA fighters on TNA, and that's kind of jacked up. It just can't be their show. They have to share it with MMA, which really don't need to be shared at all. But I guess that's a collaboration that will actually help TNA stay on Spike TV, which is kind of messed up. But moving on from there, I have noticed that they have done a lot of pushing for Magnus, and I really am a huge fan of Magnus. I really feel that Magnus is a great fighter, and he should have been promoted at first. But what makes it better is that him winning so much actually does put a lot of power and a lot of heat behind the main event Mafia. So honestly, not only is he doing great for his career, the fact that he beat Bobby Roode, he's actually doing a lot for the Main Street. I keep saying Main Street, the main event Mafia. But I have to be honest with you, these two factions, the main event Mafia as well as the Aces and Eights, are two factions I wish would just go away. Seriously, I'm not all that hyped up about the main event Mafia because you don't really see a lot of new people. The only person that I'm actually happy about that's in the main event Mafia is Magnus. But I don't really care for everyone else because they're veterans. I'd rather see new people to become the new main event Mafia. And the Aces and Eights, they're starting to become stale. They lost their anonymity when they took their masks off. So I'm hoping that at Bound for Glory, they're going to end. But as for the Bound for Glory series, it's kind of difficult to be excited about it. I don't know. It's just, I really don't feel they put a lot of emphasis behind the BFG series. Sure, they have the matches and everything, but it just seems to me that they're putting a lot of focus on the main event Mafia and the Aces and Eights. So I'm really hoping that their feud will not overshadow what the BFG series is all about. Now, moving on to the go home show for SmackDown. Okay, people, this is SmackDown's go home show for Money in the Bank. Now, I'm going to say this. I don't agree with the fact that they constantly keep putting Raw segments on SmackDown. They really do need to promote more things for SmackDown because SmackDown is its own brand as well. Instead of putting all this Raw stuff on there. I'm tired of seeing stuff about Vicky Guerrero. We know that she was fired. We know that she was humiliated. Leave it alone. Why have her there screaming to the top of her lungs, looking like a moron, and just humiliating herself again? It just needs to stop. Seriously. The woman, give her a little bit of dignity. That's all that I ask. But regardless of that, did a really good job promoting some of these feuds, especially Dolph Ziggler versus Del Rio. I actually thought it was kind of funny to see Dolph Ziggler dressed up as Sin Cara. I mean, I didn't think he would be able to fit the uniform, but the fact that he was able to fit it was even better for me. So I actually thought that was pretty interesting to see. The matches themselves were pretty random. They had people from either the All-Star Money in the Bank match or the World Heavyweight Champion Money in the Bank match, kind of in their own matches together. Now, they also had Wade Barrett versus Fandango. I really didn't care much for the match because I really don't care much about Fandango anymore, and it looks like the Fandango is not as over as it used to be. And this is something I kind of predicted because the music got old, it got stale, people got bored, and he's like, whatever. But they had a lot of random matches from people in the Money in the Bank matches, and I really did think that it wasn't so bad. They were really good matches to see. But there was one objection that I did have. Number one, why on earth did you have the kickoff show on free TV? Why? And you had a pin. Even though it was the Shield that made the pin, I still don't feel they should have had this match. Because the matches for the Money in the Bank matches were random. You really didn't know the outcome of them because it was Money in the Bank. But still, it just showed the strength of all the wrestlers that were actually in these matches, which I think was an absolutely great idea. But when it actually comes to an actual match being on the kickoff, it kind of takes away the vibe, the feeling of that match. Like, honestly, you don't want to predict what's going to happen because we all know the Usos isn't going to win. So why on earth would you have them lose on free TV and have them lose again on a pay-per-view? Why bother, guys? But I will say this. I did not know, because I did do my predictions video. I did do my predictions video before I actually saw SmackDown, so I did not know about Kane being gone after the Wyatt family took him out until I saw SmackDown recently. So I did kind of add that little disclaimer on my predictions video, but it's a shame that Kane got knocked out. I have no idea if he's going to be replaced by Bray Wyatt or if they're just going to leave it to the number of people that they have. But that could be a wild card, and that would be something interesting to see. So I don't mind it at all. But honestly, Bray Wyatt can't be in it because, number one, all these guys are all-stars. These guys had a World Heavyweight Championship before. Bray Wyatt has only been on NXT, and he hasn't really touched the WWE Championship yet. Did I say World Heavyweight? I meant WWE. So I doubt that Bray Wyatt is going to actually be in a Money in the Bank match, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to be involved somehow. So that's something interesting to see. But overall, this was a really solid wrestling show. Really great random matches. Did a really great job with the Divas. I mean, especially the fact that they had their own signing. That means something. They didn't even have a signing in the Attitude Era. They have a signing now, which means that they've done something with the Divas. So I'm honestly kind of excited about seeing this match on Money in the Bank, especially it's going to come to a close. So they did a really good job promoting the feuds. I really will say that. So overall, for TNA, I really do feel that the BFG series is being overshadowed by the main event Mafia and the Aces and Eights feud. But SmackDown really did do a good job promoting Money in the Bank, as well as having the first ever Diva signing for their Divas title. So more power to them. But what do you guys think about what do you guys think about what's going on overall for this go home show? Do you really feel it was a solid go home show? Do you feel it was lame? I want to hear what you guys think about this. Leave your comments in the comment section below or send a video response. I really do feel that SmackDown did a good job, and I am looking forward to Money in the Bank. As for the BFG series, I'm not really all that excited about it. I'm gonna still watch it, but I'm not all that excited. This is Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace out. Later.